Yeah, Roger. Well, very happy with the 5 and 5. The most important thing, John, and you know this, is that you're hearing me. And just to tell you my conditions again, about 500 watts. The antenna is a double bazooka. It's not up very high. The apex is 11 meters above the ground, and it slopes down. And the radio is a Hermes light. So terrific, great copy. And once again, thank you for being there. So wishing you well, and maybe we'll meet on 40. Whiskey 2 Victor Papa, Oscar November 8 Echo India. You're doing a great job, John. Over.
We have a few other stations we want you to say hello to and good morning to, John. So stand by on frequency. And conditions are mediocre today. Conditions are mediocre. So I know you'll be stronger under better conditions. Stand by. We have another statewide station that would like to give you a call. Whiskey Victor, please give Oscar November 8 Echo India a call. Sure thing, John. ONACI, this is W8WWV. My name is Greg. It's all from Echo Golf Greg. And I'm located up here a little bit east of the city of Cleveland, Ohio, on the shores of Lake Erie. I'm probably about 15 miles south of the lake. I should mention that tonight there is a storm, rain and lightning, above me, kind of over the lake. I've got an application error on my computer that shows, lightning rain. So there are strikes out there. So my noise level is pretty much around S9 with water first. But John, you're coming in here, I would call it 5.58, 5.9, no problem constantly. But there is some noise in the background. Let me send it to you, and I believe your name ONADI is John as well. I hope I got that correct. So let me send that over to you, and you can give me a signal report of ONADI, which is W8WWV.
Yeah, Roger, on that perfect copy, Greg. Really perfect. I heard everything. Whiskey 8, Whiskey Victor, Oscar November 8 Echo India. You're 5 and 8 with me, and lovely to hear you. Speaking about storms, we've also got a storm coming at the moment. So we're going to have a lot of wind and rain. So the antennas are down. In fact, in a little while, in the next 10 or 15 minutes, I'm going to go down and slacken off the wire antennas. So thank you very much. Really nice to make the contact. A Whiskey 8, a Whiskey Victor. Lovely call sign. Oscar November 8 Echo India. Thank you very much, Greg. Over.
Yeah, sounds good, Jack. Now, you're solid copy too, but of course, like on oftentimes in the case on 80 meters, there's, some static in the background. You really have, my experience is you really got to get the S meter to about S9 plus 20 if you really want to make it sort of armchair copy like a local, and that can be hard to do. All right, W2VP, let me send it back to you. I think there still may be another station or two in there. W2VP W8WWV. Okay, very good. Greg. So let's see if there's anybody else there on frequency. George at DX for the Breakfast Club. George at DX for W2 Victor Papa and Company. Over.
There's a low power station in Wales calling you, John.
Yeah, no, I don't have any copy at all. Greg, did you hear anything? I can hear somebody in there, but I really don't recognize it. Okay, so I guess Andy, pass along our apologies to that station. Andy, go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, morning, Keith. MW3LFL, Mike Zero, Charlie Hotel Kilo. Yeah, conditions just aren't there today, Keith. And Greg's suffering with a thunderstorm near him as well. So, another morning, hopefully, Keith. But good morning. MW3LFL, Mike Zero, Charlie Hotel Kilo.
Yeah, Mike Zero, Charlie Hotel Kilo. Yeah, no problem, Andy. I'm on the time unit anyway. I'm on a 7 over now. We're running up a phone battery.
Yeah, okay, well, 5 watts, you're 5 at 9 plus 5 here, and okay on the 705. Yeah, sounds no problem. Sounds good, Keith, but just 5 watts not enough to do it over the pond this morning. Yeah, okay, no problem. We'll listen out for you a bit later. Back round to you. Oh, John, he was using a new rig. He's got an IC705 on battery power, which is running 5 watts. So bit of a stretch this morning, I think. W2VP with a W8WWV, Mike Zero Charlie Hotel Kilo.
Roger, Andy. Very good. I thought he usually runs the 25 watts, or maybe because he's using the 705, and, he's running the lower power today, but doesn't he run like 25 watts normally?
Yeah, he does. The new 705 on battery power is only capable of 5 watts, John. So he's just trying a new rig out. But he sounded good here. But you obviously couldn't hear him just with the 5 watts.
Roger, okay. Yeah, no, he was no copy here. All right, let's see if there's anybody else. You're in DX with a Brentwood Club on W2VP Company, over. Yeah, I don't hear anything, Andy. Do you hear anything on your side?
No, nothing this side.
Okay, why don't you give us CQ and see if we can drum up some business for Greg and I?
Yeah, okay, will do. Let's just turn that off. Hang on, I'm trying to do 2 things at once and it's not working. CQ. This is Mike Zero Charlie Hotel Kilo with a Whiskey 2 Victor Papa and Whiskey 8 Whiskey Victor. Anybody in Europe for the US, please? Mike Zero Charlie Hotel Kilo.
Okay, thank you, Andy.
I just wanted to mention to Keith, I don't know if you can have me. I could hear him in there, but, just in that unintelligible way, but there was something in there. And I got to tell you, if he's running 5 watts on 80 meters, and we're not in the middle of winter, right? If the band quiets down, let's just say January, February, you can do some pretty amazing things on 80. But to be here in the middle of October, end of October, and hearing that station, even if it's very low, on 5 watts, I just think it's great stuff. Go ahead. Yeah, well, I think he's near the salt water. And the salt water, does miracles. Is that correct, Andy? You know it's GDH. I think he's near the salt water over.
Yeah, let's just ask him, how far are you away from the sea, Keith? It sounds different, Keith, but it's not a problem. It's about 3 miles as the crow flies from the sea, John, over.
Yeah, okay, well, it's pretty close there, as opposed to Greg and and I think it really plays a part. But, hey, from the officially getting here, it seems like you're receiving very, very well. But a little bit weaker on transfer, which, doesn't make sense to me, because you seem to be receiving well, and usually that would indicate that you're getting the gain out of the array, Greg, over. Yeah, well, but, gain is one thing and pattern is another. My cut beam with I think she's about 65 degrees, which is fairly narrow. Yeah, in fact, I brought up Keith's QRZ.com entry here, and it's got the little map, and you can tell that he's very close to whatever the heck that bucket of water is. So that was he's in enough, and I'm not sure what the water is, but you can tell that it's just a couple miles in of the water. So I think that my array is pretty well. I don't really have room for a beverage of any good one, and I don't have any other receiving agenda. much as that. But it's always good to the run. Go ahead, Chief. Roger. Okay, great. I guess you're not going to buy another piece of property in there. I know that you thought about it in the past, but, as we get older and older, things are getting harder and harder for us, Greg. This is there at the thought of moving is a little bit, too much.
Andy?
Yeah.
Something, but I think that you're resigned to do what you have. But anyway, you're hearing very well on that. My articles are very noisy, and I really love the beverage. Although, we do have that amplitude difference, and giving out the signal report is a little difficult for me. I'm sort of doing it by sound rather than the F meter. But anyway, it's well worth it to have that nice receive end kind of there. So, okay, Andy, I'll turn it over to you. If there's anybody else around for us, Mike Bill, Charlie Hotel Kilo, and the group W2VP.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to go back quickly to Greg, if you're still hearing me, Greg. But Whiskey 8, Whiskey Victor, Oscar November 8, Echo India. Just out of curiosity, Greg, I'd be very interested to hear what you're using. Over.
Yeah, sure, John. But the radio is ICOM 7610, and I've got a Meritron AO 1200 amp, which I did spend I could have tuned it up probably a bit better, but it's probably coming in very close to 1,500 watts and 1,500 watts, as many folks like to say. The antenna is a fixed vertical array that the 6 elements are laid out sort of in a hex pattern. But also, if you go around them, you would see a circle there, and I could step it in 6 different directions. And directions are actually what? So I'll step around. Okay, this is 30 degrees. This is 90 degrees. And now I'm back to 30 degrees. So hopefully I drop down quite a bit, and everything was 30 degrees. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I certainly saw the difference. No, I had a quick look at your QRZ page, and there was nothing. So terrific. Okay, Greg, thank you very much. I'm going to go down and have my porridge, and then I'm going to come back to 20 and 40. So wishing you well, and thank you very much again, Greg and John. So Whiskey, or even Whiskey 8, Whiskey Victor, Oscar November 8, Echo India. Back to you, Greg, and then back to Andy, and thank you to Andy. Back to you, Greg, over.
Okay, fine, Cheyenne. Next meeting in here, I see in the log, I don't think he was with before, it's been weeks this year. So I'd like to make your appointment tonight. All right, well, let me finish that to Andy then.
Thanks, Andy.
Okay. Yeah, okay, John. Well, change this foot switch. Yeah, okay, Greg. And thanks, John. You're 5 and 9 plus here as usual. Well, that's good. You could hear Keith say he usually runs 25 watts on a different radio, but he was just testing the 705 out. So if he comes back on with the other radio, I'll think you'll be able to work him, Greg. But he does very, very well. He's only got a modest antenna and a modest setup with 25 watts, but he gets out very, very well towards the States, which is fairly obvious when he's basically on the edge of the Irish Sea. So there's very little between him and you, just basically the island and open sea. But by the time it gets to Ireland, the RF's up and away. So there's just basically open sea between you and him. So he does very well